Oops, my name is SEAK Claus Winkler. This is an art performance, Kunst art video, and I'm just filming myself here or my work in my studio and talk about this and that without any script or any teleprompter thing or anything. For example, this is a canvas I built in 2010. And also painted the back side, and I painted all canvases on the back side in multiple layers. In the future, I don't know if when I paint large canvases, if I will keep on framing them on wooden frames, or stretch them on wooden frames, or if I will just staple gun them to the walls if I want to paint, because of space. Because then I can have larger canvases and of course take professional photos, like maybe hiring and organizing or however a professional photographer when they're finished. Then I can roll them up and put them in another room and then lay them there to dry or to, I can just roll them in when they're dry. This is basically a small A, as well as this. Both are small A's with spray can and a little bit with brush. So this is all spray can, and this is brush or acrylic paint. This too. Why did I paint so complex on those canvases? Yeah, there's lots of reasons. I want to create something high quality. Then though those canvases here are kind of small compared to when you paint on a large wall. So, and in the context of a canvas for something indoors, I don't know, and you want to appear detailed or high quality, you have to paint detailed also. And then they're all like a little bit too small. This goes along with the cut of the rooms. And that kind of like inspired, and also with my name Klaus Winkler, the K-L-E-R at the end of Winkler. In Germany, it's like sounds almost like kleiner, something which is like more small. So then I go more into the detail, because maybe I'm just explaining it also to myself. Because in the word seek, it's like the E and the A is like Detail, and there is like the word detail, you have like the E is in the word detail, as well as the word seek, you have the E and the A. So maybe that inspired me to paint into details or look into the detail. And once you start with that route, it takes a lot of energy and a lot of time. But it's also beneficial because then you humble yourself and you grow. So just to learn that sometimes you can also paint a piece just with one color on a plain canvas or paper, and that looks as equally as good as something like this, where you painted like for 16 years on and do a crazy amount of details, and then both look equally good. Or maybe the easy painting is much more appealing and much more attractive than, for example, something like that, which is, it's crazy. It's, I don't know, And then comes also the realization, and this I learned from AI, that people doesn't buy or appreciate art, which is like from a painter or craftsman or skill set level, good or bad or something, or high quality or anything. It just needs to correspond and stick to them and connect with them. That's the only measurement they have. This explains also why on the art market, besides the fact that it's all fake and LGBTQ and pre-scripted, who is the winner there, because it's for tax fraud, and the stuff looks so, which just stuff on art markets look like, because a lot of times the art kind of looks It looks okay, but it wouldn't. If that's the only thing often artists are doing, it's a little bit thin. So one thing I will reward myself with is painting large paintings, very simple, in my typical style and maybe also in other styles. This will be like very self-rewarding, like like a delicious dish, or like you want to drink a bottle of wine after you didn't had wine for a long time, or like, I don't know, a hot summer's day and you want to finish it with with a with a glass of champagne, or like a, I don't know, like some cold drink or like a cold water or something. So I'm really this is like or plus, or not plus, but or however, painting in using certain techniques and painting certain style ideas. And technical directions I want to paint on fresh other paintings, or maybe on the same paintings as a further layer. Those are like spooking in my head, and I'm really like, this is my carrot, and I will get that carrot and eat the carrot. But I'm also have to be here making another light effect here and making this even more better, that in 5 years or whenever I'm filming here again, it will have another nuance, just to take it to the next level, plus all these other paintings, plus all the other stuff here too, and I just have one lifetime. So maybe, yeah, it's it's this was also crazy. Everything of this, I hand all these like little squares. I taped it with tape as a hand taped stencil, and then I made stencils inside the stencils. And I was sitting there in my garden in the sun, and it was super hot. I was sweating like crazy. It was almost like self-punishment. Also because I use spray cans, and then you have the smell of the spray can. And in summertime, or when it's hot, the fumes are just in the height of the head, where you inhale the fumes, which is like really unhealthy. So in hindsight, or in retrospect, I was a little bit too careless with my health. So like this kind of structures here, they were beautiful. Really nice. I mean, like, maybe not the lettering, but I mean, it's okay, but I like the structures too. At the last stage, I might add some of those structures, thick paint on paintings like this. But that would be then the last level. Or I will integrate talking truth and facts, and things into my paintings, like red pill truth bombs. So yeah. These are all letters, you know. Everything I'm filming here are abstract letters. Where there's no letters is here. I mean, those are letters and the text there, but then and some text in the background. But this is more anything else, I don't know. But everything else here are letters, abstracted letters saying the word SEAK. Yeah, this could also be a wall, you know. I mean, maybe some billionaire hires me for painting a wall in a museum, a large museum or art foundation, and this is then maybe 30 meters, 20 meters by 30 meters or 20 meters or something like that. And this is a sketch for this. That would be fun. I could see myself doing that, just spending, not spending, but, you know, being like, Yeah, lots of ideas and styles I could also then paint in large, but no one cares about it. You know, we are in a time with AI, and with everybody is busy and everybody is completely overwhelmed with imagery, and the eye can produce this in a split second. So it's completely crazy, but that is something I learned when I was a child. It was like, okay, if you do everything different than the others, you rather have success, or you lose, or you have success. And my mom always told me like, you always doing, du machst alles anders wie andere. Klaus macht alles anders wie, he makes everything different than others and stuff like that. And she was kind of like complaining, but because women are also raising their sons in a way that they wouldn't date them, and women are feminizing sons also. Maybe it's similar to the activities of certain people which can't be named here. Do always the opposite. Yeah, but she also was. She also said I should. I should. I hold the flag high. Du hältst die Fahne hoch. So yeah, I can't say more here. It's yeah. Parents have, or people have two lives. The one they live, and the other in the memory of the people, where they can reflect on that. It's, this looks detailed, but it is nothing compared to what those scale modelers on those dioramas and World War II tech, etc., scale models, Modellbau are doing, and they are much detailed. So I know this, you know that, like, so I'm at some point I will go and paint here further details on, or it gets some billionaire is calling me and wants this and that painting, and then they are gone. Then I have to hurry up, that I have to get a photographer to take proper photos. And now I'm kind of like, this is a small e also, like the body, whole, and then this is a lower bow. For example, this is a thermostat, and this is for this house is for my grandparents, and you have the E and the A. Is that the reason I became SEAK? Because here's an E and there's an A? I don't know. Because this thing is here since long before I was born, and it has programmed me. And everything, it's like those little things which program you. I painted those frames white for some reason. I don't know why I did that. Something subconsciously, unconsciously. Yeah, this is looks great also from the back side. Yeah, this looks like a chaos, but in another work period, for some reason, I will tape the walls with canvas, with staple gun with canvas, and then I will paint there, or with paper. But I think in the future I will paint more with canvas because it's more robust. But I also like the medium of paper. But then you definitely need glass framing, which is expensive. Yeah. Then for this, I must then everything clear the room to have a different atmosphere. And then I guess I will put all these works somewhere else. they're work in progress. So I don't know in which direction I'm painting. And in the last, I would say, 16 to 21 years, I've often read before, this was my living room before, which I also used for painting in a little bit. And then for 20, I would say 21 years something, I was it's always different in this room. It's like now it looks like this, and it looks like it's always looking like this. It's not. It's in a few months or weeks, it can look or days, it can look totally different for time X, and then it changed again. Anything is possible. I have also another room under the roof, and it looks like I'm painting there for years, and I've never have painted there. So the reason why I'm painting from my works from two sides is also out of efficiency, and also to create like a really precious art object or item, like a real must-have, which is like but this thought also, no, it was then there, and plus it's extra space, it's extra efficient, but they are too small. Those papers I think are too small, but interestingly they are really powerful when you have framed them and they're hanging somewhere. They have a strong. I'm just quoting a woman here. And they have a strong present, which have a strong meaning, and that is not what people are used to when they hang in their nice houses some art. So, which then speaks for the way I'm painting or my work, what the impact my work has. Yeah, and this I will keep on painting these paintings till at some point in the future they are sold or they are finished or they are anything. And the great thing is to have always possibilities to play or to experiment, try new things, develop a nonchalant, non-outcome dependent mindset. An empty piece like this with empty space is kind of rare. This is like it's a rarity. The other side is already in use. The scaffolding I'm also having since, 16 years or something or longer. This canvas also has an insane amount of details, and was the first time I really painted with a brush for longer, and that was 4 or 5 years ago. And then I realized the first time I'm really painting with the brush. All the acrylic and oil work before that I did with fingers or with like textile rests wrapped around my finger. This canvas are built in the beginning of 2000s, and since then it was work in progress from the other side. And I guess around 2012 or 13, I started also painting it from this side. this here was hanging on this side of the wall from 2011 on, and I just put this off, I think, last year or so. This here I have probably since late 90s or something. This here is from my grandmother still, I guess. This is a dog tag from my grandfather, where he was on the Eastern Front. This is some jewelry I created, which people can, or which I can wear around my neck, and it's just jewelry. And if I would get problems, I would tell people there's other reasons. I'm getting a call here. Just I'm continue the video later.